Today we're talking about the brand new 7Artisans 28mm f5.6 for Leica M mount. But first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Anson, and on this channel we talk about filmmaking, specifically filmmaking gear, tutorials, and a look at the projects that I'm working on. And so if that's something you're into, consider subscribing. Now, this 28mm lens from 7Artisans is brand new as of like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. They launched this brand new lens for the Leica M mount system. Now, I am using a Leica M to Leica L mount adapter, also provided from 7Artisans, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, I do want to mention that 7Artisans did send me this lens, but as always, I'm not requiring to say anything specifically, and so you can get my full and honest opinion. Now, with that said, I'm not going to waste any more time. We're going to go ahead and dive into what I think about this lens, and as always, we're going to break the lens down by the image, the build, and my overall thoughts, and maybe who I might recommend it for. So let's start by talking about the image. This lens is a street photography, street videography lens. That is what this is made for, and so with that, it's made to be ultra compact and lightweight. And so I say that because we should look at this as a specialty lens, something you may use in a street photography, videography, or even a travel scenario. This lens is decently sharp. I wouldn't say it's the sharpest thing ever. Is it a Sigma lens? Absolutely not. But that's not why you would be picking up this lens. You'd be picking up this lens because of the things I just mentioned. But that being said, I do think that it is relatively sharp. Now, it does have some shortcomings, things like it does have chromatic aberration. Probably the biggest turnoff for me for this lens is the minimum focusing distance. It's just not there. I really like when wide angle lenses allow for you to get really close to your subject, and this does not let you do that. But again, that's not why you're getting this lens. Why you're getting this lens is to do street documentary shots. Maybe you're traveling and you want a good lightweight 28mm that's decently sharp and has decent color reproduction. That's really what this lens is going to offer. It is going to be bare bones as far as what it offers as far as an image, but where it may lack in the image performance, it does make up in the overall lightweight and compact size of the lens. And so again, with that in mind, I do like the overall image performance. There are some shortcomings, but really delivers on what it needs to deliver, being the kind of lens that it is. And so with that said, let's talk about the build of the lens. The build of the lens, this is a tiny lens. Like, I will put somewhere on the screen what the exact weight of this lens and what the exact size of this lens is, but it's super tiny. Now, something I do want to mention if you plan on using this for video is it's going to be really hard to use ND filters. Now, this is an f5.6, and so you may not need to use them in all types of scenarios, but on a really bright day, you may want to pack an ND filter. And if you choose to do that, you will be hard pressed to find an ND filter that will fit this lens. This does have a 35.5mm filter thread on the front of the lens. But with that said, again, with this being an f5.6, you really may not need an ND filter in most situations. Now, something to keep in mind about this lens is you do have an aperture ring, a very small aperture ring at the front, and you do have a focus slider. It's not really a ring, but you do have something to grab onto to obtain focus. But something to mention even with that is the focus throw is super short, and so you do want to keep that in mind. And then I did mention I am also using a Leica M to Leica L mount adapter from 7Artisans. I've owned this adapter before. It's a really good quality, very inexpensive adapter from 7Artisans. It may not be the best quality adapter, but it's also not going to break the bank. And so again, the selling point for this lens is the build of the lens, and that is the fact that it's ultra compact and ultra lightweight lens geared towards street photographers or videographers. Really, probably more street photographers, but hey, we made it work. And so with that, what are my overall thoughts and who would I recommend this lens to? Now, overall thoughts, I really think this has been the most unique, kind of slightly impressive lens that I've tested in a while, and I've tested a lot of lenses. I really do like the size of this lens, especially on something like the Sigma FP. I did even use it with the S1H, and even with the S1H, it created a really small and compact system. And so the people I might recommend this for are travel photographers, travel videographers, people that are really into street photography or videography, that really just want that minimalistic package, especially if you're using it with something like the Sigma FP and you can get that really small, really minimalistic package without breaking the bank. This is absolutely a great option for those individuals. And so again, if that's you, I would 100% check out the 7Artisans 28mm f5.6 for Leica M mount. And so that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful to see a little bit more about this tiny little 7Artisans lens that's really cool and one of the more interesting lenses I've tested recently. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like, and as always, if you're digging the overall content from the channel, consider subscribing. If you do have any more questions about this lens, let me know in the comments below. Again, as always, thank you for joining. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Stay safe. Be happy. Support each other. Wash those hands, and I'll see you here next time. Peace.